never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes, tell me everything's not fine, or that people ain't happy.
Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. That was a tongue twister a little bit there for a second. Alright, I came across, a comment of Inko's, hero name. There were several. I was looking over a couple of them and picked the easiest one I can remember. So we're gonna go to, I couldn't really find it on my YouTube studios. But because every time I don't know if it got deleted or maybe they deleted it. I'm not totally sure. But, you see him, he's on top. I can't pronounce that right now, so thank you for the suggestion. If I could speak. And I was trying to figure out, how to have Izuku have the nomu form and have a regular form at the same time. That's because I thought that would be interesting. So, I'm saying All For One mixed the copy version of Gary's quirk that he gave Izuku. He mixed it in with a transformation quirk. Now, the transformation quirk is not his human form. That's his Gary form, if you would like to call it that. And he's been using that constantly because he hasn't shut it off yet. And the person who I asked for advice on this, because I was stumped, because the only way I could think of, reverting him back, but that would be permanent if I did the whole airy thing. But I'm not doing that, so no. But the thanks goes to Kirishima. If you haven't, checked out his channel, you should. It's awesome content. So, get it out of the way. As we continue our story, as we cut back, a couple weeks, as Izuku, as Void, begins still training with his mother, more advanced stuff, as she alright, Void, you're going to be, as she has a, what do they call it, those batting cages? Where the machine throws the ball. I forget what it's called at the moment. But she has something similar, but with tennis balls. So she's like, alright, Void, I want you to stop all these incoming tennis balls before they hit you. Until it's finished. As she turns it on, as several tennis balls come towards Void, as he stops them all in succession, as they're all floating, as they hit the range where he stops all the balls, as he tosses at the machine, as it kind of broke it a little bit. As she's like, as she noticed that he's a bit irritated that he had to do something so simple. It's like, are you serious? This is too easy. And she's like, aren't we a confident one? Very well, Void. Let's do something more advanced. As there's several, heavy objects around the training field, as she lifts it up, as she goes towards Izuku, as Izuku's stopping several of them, as he's having trouble with sorry. Give me a second here. Okay. There were several weights nearby because of the, she wanted to see, Azawa wanted to see how much I could lift, see how powerful I was, physically wise. So as she picks up several of the weights, throws them at, Izuku. As Izuku blasts them away, as he starts, his body starts, flaking out as it extends like Kirigiri does when he, when he elongates his nomu phase or something like that. I see him do it a couple times in anime. Sorry guys. As he starts grabbing his hand, he's like, something's wrong. As he goes like, what's wrong? As she's going over there to check on Void. As suddenly, he collapses as what's on him. There's a loud burst as all the black particles and green particles dissipate as he falls to the ground, as his hair is long, like in the new thumbnail. I changed the Izuku look because I didn't like that one very much. Not the picture itself, it's just how it was made, because majority was cut off. So I couldn't find a full picture of that. It was like cut off between the head from the rest of the body. So it was weird. That's why I placed it on the side. But here, actually, okay, I'm back. See this picture? It's like cut up on the side, so I have to like put it on the side of it. And this is what Izuku's gonna look like, because I like this picture personally. It's one of my favorite fan arts I found. So as he's like that, I think I said he was in second year middle school, so he's a little bit thinner than that. He doesn't get to that physique until high school. But as he falls. Yeah, he falls down. Wait, give me a second here. I totally messed up that up. Well, never mind. Well, let's say that happens. As he falls down unconscious, as Inko's like, what the hell? She's like, Izuku. As, Azawa, get Nezu, and Recovery Girl. As she picks up Izuku to Recovery Girl's, as Recovery Girl comes in, bring the boy to the my infirmary. As they bring the infirmary, as Nezu's like, what's going on? Oh dear. As he's like, is that Void? As Inko's like, yeah, out of nowhere we were training with his telekinesis, and suddenly he just collapsed, and the form he was taking just disappeared. As, oh dear, we're going to have to, apparently, we haven't fully understand what all these, quirks that are in place in the young man. We're going to have to get a special, we're going to have someone to, we're going to have Recovery Girl examine what exactly type of quirks he has. But for now, let's let the boy rest. As the day passes, as Izuku gets up, sorry, as he's like, what the, where am I? Izuku, calm down, Void. As, what's going on? As he looks at, he sees his hand, he's like, what's going on? As he jumps off the bed, as he goes to a mirror, it's in the recovery room. He's like, he's touching his face, pulling his hair. And she's like, what happened? What did you do? As he's looking at Inko, very mad like. What did you do to me? And she's like, I didn't do anything, Izuku. Please, sit down. As Recovery Girl slaps him back on the head. That's enough. As Izuku's like, ow. As he looks over Recovery Girl, sit down, young man. We're going to have a talk. I've been, as you know, I know exactly what happened what's going on in your body. So let me explain what's going on here. Apparently, what form you were originally in, that we came across, that was somehow your quirk has a bit of a transformation to it. Apparently your time in that form had ran out. Surprisingly, it took you several years for that quirk to run out of steam. It's quite, your stamina intake is incredible. Now, small pause. I'm saying the crazy doctor made him specifically this way, just to, because he's always planned to, I can't believe I want to say this. I don't want to say this. It's a spoiler warning. All right, this is spoiler warning for Shigaraki. So, if you haven't read to that point, if you, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just not. It's, oh no, I'm not gonna spoil that. No. Well, he is the, he's the Mach 1 of the, sorry, he's the test. Sorry. Yeah, he's basically, the basis of the new nomus he's going to try to create. The more humanoid nomus that has nomu's abilities, but their appearance doesn't really change. So I guess that would make Ezekiel like a super tier nomu? I don't know. But as he's like, you're telling me the way I looked when I was created, that wasn't my original form? That's not my base form? And she's like, exactly. Void. Very troubling. Besides all the other quirks that you have, I'm surprised your body has been keeping up as long as it has. Now, fair warning, young man. Do not use all your quirks all at once. I don't know if your body can handle that kind of stress. Do I make myself clear? As Void, yes, understood, ma'am. That's a good boy. As she puts a sucker in his mouth. Why don't you two have a, little... Why don't you take the rest of the day off and spend time with your mother? As Izuku was about to say something, no, I don't want to hear any arguments. That's the doctor's orders. As, yes, ma'am. As Recovery Girl smiles at Inko. As he's like, there you go, dear. Have fun. As Recovery Girl, Nezu. Yes, Recovery Girl? Yes, Recovery Girl? I totally messed it up, but, yes, Inko's be taking Ezekiel out on a little bonding trip. As Nezu's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Hush. That's doctor's orders, and he needs to spend time with his own mother, besides out of a cell. I don't want to hear no buts. As Nezu's like, but I'm the principal. But my authority overthrows you. I'm a doctor. As she hangs up. As there's a little dialogue there. As Inko's like, come on, Ezekiel, let's get you some clothes. Your clothes are battered. As Ezekiel, as he's trying, as he can't activate his quirk at all, none of them. As he's like, what's going on? Why can't I make new clothes? And she's like, she smiles. Of course, because, a quirk is like a muscle. You've been overworking yours for several years, apparently, my dear. Oh, I have some spares somewhere around here. And one of my, I bet one of the teachers has a spare. So, as, they go to, or to get some clothes. Yeah, as, let's say Inko had a spare set, just in case, if he couldn't make clothes. She always had to, being a mother. Prepared mother. I have some clothes in And so teacher's lunch. Let's go get some. As she hands him as she directs him to the changing room, or the changing locker room in UA, because there's that as that's going on. As all yeah, that's going on as he passed by several kids. As Nejire sees him. As he's like, Mario, do you know him? Mario, do you recognize him? Does he go to our school? As Mario's like, I don't think so. Well, no. We're gonna be late. As they're going off. Now, UA doesn't happen till college, till after high school. So I'm saying, Nejire and Mario are in whatever year they're at. Let's say they're give me a second here. I need to rethink that. Okay. It's not Nejire, sorry. It's Mount Lady. As she's with several of her classmates. And he's like, do you know him? You? And she's like, no, I don't know who he is. Never seen him before. As she goes off to, because that one, sorry, small pause. That would make no sense if, they were in UA, because they'll be much, much older. So they wouldn't even be in, they would be here at about time Izuku gets to UA. If I'm doing that. I'm not totally sure I'm going to get him to UA, but I'm kind of going to have to, because, that won't be much of an interesting story if he's in the cage the whole time. So, yeah, he's going to go to UA. So as Izuku gets ready, she's like, come on, as she goes, sightseeing, as she takes him back to the house, as he's like, why are we here? Come on, sit down. As she's like, I know I haven't been the best mother. I know I haven't. I kind of, excuse my language, Void, but I kind of fucked up. Majorly fucked up. And she's like looking at her weird. As he sees a glance of the window as he sees, the reflection. Offs up, and as he sees Izuku smiling. As he's getting irritated. And she's like, but can you forgive me? As she's like, I should have never took things out on you. You were a victim in all this. As Izuku, Void's like, I don't know what you did. I don't really remember it, but as Izuku's telling Void, to say you can forgive her, it's going to eat our mother alive. And she's like, fine. It's alright, mother. As she, her eyes widen. It's all under the bridge. As she hugs him. As she's like, thank you. As, she's crying a little bit. A touchy moment for, son and mother type of stuff. So as the day progressed, where they went out, nothing happened, nothing interesting. I mean, I could have I already had a villain attack, so I really don't need that. So, as over the time, he's been at UA. He goes strictly in the cell all the time. But Nezu comes, talks to him, and teaches him the school stuff. As we're gonna time skip to the end of middle school. Now the Cork Blast tournament has gone on. Wait, no, no, it hasn't, because in this one, I'm only doing that near near the end of high school. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. Instead of having two for regionals and nationals, I'm just gonna have nationals. Having two would, be a little too much. So, judging by, the reactions I've been getting about it. So having one is just fine. Give me a second here. Oh, scratch that. There is two, but he's not gonna be in the first one, so there's that. So we're gonna time skip to like the end of um. No, that would make no sense because it's already in the middle school. So yeah, it'll be the Cork Blast tournament is at the end of middle school, as Izuku's been the good nomu, not trying to escape. As we cut to Nezu, and Nezu's like Inko, would you have your son come to my office? I would like to speak with him. You as well. As he's like, yes, Nezu, as Inko says. And she's like, as she rushes over to Izuku, as Izuku, what is it, mother? As he's more comfortable calling her mother now. And she's like, come with me, Principal Nezu wants to see you. Oh, Nezu? He usually doesn't. It's strange, he always comes to me. Yes, mother, I'll be on my way. As he's doing some work, studying. As he's in his base form, because he just wants, freak anyone out. He kind of doesn't like that form, but he's going to have to, get used to it. So, as Izuku, gets to office, he's like, Void, please sit down. As he sits down, you too, Inko. Now, considering, I know your stay here hasn't been pleasant, Void, but it was necessary. So far, you've been observed for many years now. And I think it's time for you to get back to your regular life. As Void's like, what do you mean regular? And she's like, it's simple, as you would say Izuku, as, Void looks at him. My apologies, young man. Void, sometimes it's hard because you look so much like, the other you before you were remade. My apologies. As Nezu apologized, he's like, but I think it's time for you to join the normal population. You haven't tried to escape. You have obeyed all our rules. You never even broke the rules. Only once. But I know why you did. But enough said. As he hands him a bracelet. What's this, Nezu? Oh, this is a tracking device. We will be rolling you in a school. I believe you'll be free to leave the campus, but you should always return here. This is, be your home for right now. No, you no longer need to stay here, Izuku. You could, return home with your mother. As Inko smiles, she's like, thank you, Nezu. And she's like, it's all right. I know it's been hard on you as well, but we had to take precautions. And she's like, yeah, I know, Principal Nezu. As a hero, I know that far too well. What school will Izuku be attending? And she's like, I'll leave that up to you. You have 3 choices. I have 3 applications for, 3 recommendations. They said rumors have been Nezu called the schools 3 different schools to see what what their education's like, how they teach your kids, to make sure it's the right proper setting for young Void here. For a high school. Yeah, for high school. So I'll let you guys pick what school. I'll put a I don't know what school to put him in. So I might put a pull up to what school you want him to go. To Bakugo school. I don't know if Kirishima and Momo and the rest of them go to the same school, because I know there's 2 different schools. Maybe not. There might be 3. Not totally sure, but I'll figure it out somehow. I'll look it up and put a pull up. So we'll continue. But Nezu hands him a ticket. What's this, Nezu? Yeah, you don't know about that, do you? That's the most recent addition to to our city. The Cork Blast Tournament. It's a very interesting idea, actually. Not only does it help the good the population of heroes, it also helps young young people to fully utilize their quirks without having to go through the process of getting a license. This is a proper, place for young ones like yourself to engage in court battles. It's quite thorough actually. I quite enjoy it. This has been around for it only has been around for a couple years, so it's fairly new. They should be, there should be a tournament going on right now, a little later today. I would like for you to attend and see if if you have any futures to, to follow in your mother's footsteps. As Void looks puzzled, as he doesn't know how to respond to that because he never really thought about that before. And he's like, Nezu, that never really crossed my mind. And she's like, would you even accept me, even if I, get accepted? As Nezu laughs, of course. I would never, turn away a future student over what happened to them or how they look. Look at me. I'm a talking animal. So, as he laughs, drinks his tea, and he's like, why don't you go with your mom and have a good time? As Izuku's like, thank you, Nezu. And he's like, no problem, Izuku. Try to have fun. And maybe, if you find it interesting, maybe you give it a try in high school. As he's like, what do you mean? We have 2 court tournaments every year. One for the regionals, the middle school level, and the nationals for the high school level. It should be, quite a show. As, you can leave now. As, he leaves. They both leave. And she's like, come on, Izuku, I kind of want to see this myself. As, what do you mean, mother? I kind of am a fan of the tournament. I kind of wish I had that when I was in school. It would make my training my quirk a whole lot easier. Even to test things out that I never would have prior. As they go, they take a car, as, Inko drives. And they go to the Cork Blasphemy Tournament stadium. They build a special stadium for this event. So it's similar like the sports festival, but it's a dome. So, it's all indoors. There's several medics. Several people with healing quirks always on staff. And people with notifications quirks like Azawa's. Similar to Zawa's, but, I'm just saying there's more than one. I'm just going to make this, more, viable for this world. They have that staff, and there's that. So, yeah, let's cover my basis. As Izuku's like, this place is pretty big. As, he walks past, Jiro, but Jiro didn't recognize him. As Izuku sees her, as Inko's like, what's wrong? It's nothing, Mom. Let's go. We should find our seats. As Jiro walks over, slapping Mina's hand. He's like, are you ready? And she's like, you know it, bestie. As Mina, hangs around Jiro, and he's like, it's a good thing we team up. We make a good team. Sound and acid. Double the trouble. As, that happens, as, we're going to stop it here. Now, next part It's going to mostly focus on Mina and Jiro. So I'm adding their spotlight in the what if, as Izuku's been going to be watching this. Then after this, we'll have the sludge villain incident. So hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones, and I'm already around 30 minutes. So yeah, because I wanted to continue it, but this video would have been over an hour if I did. So sorry guys, the next part will be tomorrow. So good night. All right, bye.